All right. And now, it's time for the Ask the Angry Ninja Show. What? Ask me. And of course, I am the ninja. I'm angry, and we have a guest today. We have the conscript. It's the con. He's a con artist. No,
the conscript.
There you go. He said it himself. Because I'm going to fuck that up over and over and over like Trump and the government. I'm just going to fuck it.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about Trump because I started to talk about this last week and I got so sidetracked I missed the point. So, anybody know who Roger Stone is? No? You should.
I don't.
But you should too. And this is why Roger Stone is important. Roger Stone was the dude on Trump's campaign who was actually talking to Russia.
Oh boy. So that finally came full circle.
Well, and here's the thing. It's also the only person they found in the Trump campaign that was talking to WikiLeaks and Julius Assange and Russia, that knew the hacks were done by Russia, knew they'd given them the WikiLeaks, and was even advising WikiLeaks when to release the hacked emails to have the most effect on the campaign. Nice guy, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Sounds like a guy you invite to the family barbecue.
Right, yeah. If you wanted to get, a horse head in your bed. And I make that joke specifically for this wonderful reason. He also got arrested for witness tampering. He told one of the people who was going to be testifying in Congress against Trump not to do it or be like the guy from The Godfather.
Oh, boy.
Exactly. Literally use Godfather to threaten him and tell him not to snitch.
How do you get to be so corrupt that you actually unironically use movie references like that?
I work for Trump.
Sounds about right.
Right. So because they actually had the evidence, the reason they know he did all these things is they found all the emails, all the evidence, recordings, you name it, goes to court, 7 convictions.
Wow.
Unanimously, the jury's like, this guy's a scumbag.
Nice. Finally, the voter representation we wanted.
Well, here's the problem. He got sent to prison. Well, he got told he had to go to prison. But this is one of those rich white people crimes.
Yes.
So they gave him a date to report to prison and said he'd go home until then. I see your face. It's
wow.
A great face. Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
So, what did they do with that spare time? What do you think?
Well, I would say they probably got Daddy Trump to commute the sentence and make sure he didn't really actually have to pay for his crimes.
Completely commuted his sentence. Not a full pardon, so the felony still shows, but...
I mean, he's rich. Who cares?
Right. Not going to prison, not paying any of the fines, doesn't even go on probation.
And the justice system at work.
Oh no, not the bar system at work. And it gets even better. Literally said, this was my reward for not snitching. He didn't use those exact words, but...
Yeah, the spirit was there.
Well, it was so there. He's like, I didn't roll on Trump, so now I don't have to go to prison.
Maybe not today, bud.
And honestly, the only thing that rolls on Trump is his wife trying to get away from him.
Melania, blink twice if you're being held against your will.
Right? She's not being held against her will. She's being held by money and the green card. Although she's got the green card now, but he probably had her sign a prenup, so she won't get any money if she leaves. And honestly, she doesn't even live in the same state as him, so does it matter?
Yeah, she's as close to being a divorcee without actually being a divorcee.
Because she doesn't live in the White House. She lives in New York in the Trump Tower where she's banging the pool guy.
I mean, almost certainly.
I mean, if not the pool guy, the doorman, and anybody with a penis. Because it's better than Trump.
I mean, what can Daddy Trump do against Ernesto?
Whatever. So Trump had sex with a porn star.
Yeah, we've established that.
Right. Do you know what she said about him?
I'm not sure I want to know, but I think you're going to tell me anyway.
Baby mushroom dick.
I didn't need that mental image, but thanks.
Yeah, like apparently it's such an unsatisfying experience. They didn't actually really have sex with so much as they bumped clits.
Dear God, maybe we finally got a woman president after all.
I mean, if one was permanent PMS, yeah, because he's one moody little bitch and whiny as fuck.
Yeah, he ticks all the boxes.
Bill Maher said it best. We don't have a president. We have a whiny little bitch.
Pretty much sums it up right there, yeah.
New news in the wonderful world of Trump this week. How do you like your information about the coronavirus?
I would like it open and easily accessible and, truthful.
Not locked up by the White House?
Yeah, that kind of seems like the thing that's outside the jurisdiction of the White House.
Well, the thing is not outside the jurisdiction of the White House. The White House does deserve all the information in order to make informed decisions. If we had somebody in the White House could make an informed decision,
Well,
but since he doesn't read, I don't.
Yeah, when I mean that it doesn't need to be gatekept by the White House.
Yeah.
We should have the same access that they do.
Well, even that same access, because I imagine there's stuff I don't want to know, but it shouldn't go just to the White House, and it never did before. Any kind of pandemic or any information like this always went to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, which, if I understand correctly, is actually part of a government agency.
And that is their job.
And Trump's like, wow, they keep releasing bad numbers. We got to stop this. How do you stop this? We come up with a vaccine? Do we make people stay at home and wear masks so they're protected? Do we increase funding for hospitals? Is that what we do?
No, not at all. Let's just keep all the cards held very closely to our chests.
Yeah, let's take all the information away from the CDC, bypass them completely. Instead of having all the hospitals report their information to the CDC, which is the agency that's supposed to take care of this shit, have it report to the special coronavirus task force that they just made up, division of it they just made up for receiving all this information. That's what they've done. They've literally bypassed the CDC to take the information for themselves.
So what's the next step? Is Trump gonna defund the CDC?
Well, no, he's not going to defund the CDC. Better, if a hospital reports the information to the CDC rather than to them, guess what he's going to do?
He's gonna defund the hospitals.
Right, he's going to take away funding from hospitals who are treating people with coronavirus because, hey,
Who really need the money.
let's just kill people. That's the new plan. Hey, fuck you, I don't care.
Fuck the poor, apparently, and fuck anybody who gets sick.
And speaking of defunding things, do you have a kid?
I don't, but you do.
Do you like the kid?
Yes.
Do you want to keep the kid safe?
Yes.
Do you think he should sit in a room with 30 other kids?
Not with things the way they are presently, no.
Trump wants to reopen all the schools and wants them to be in class.
Oh my... Even at the best of times, schools are just a cesspool of disease.
Yeah, one of my favorite things you ever said to me was, I don't have to worry about getting sick, even if y'all get a kid, because my immune system's so strong. I was like, yeah, right. Give it a week. He's going to school. You're going to get sick. What was it, about 2 weeks later?
Yeah, and maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3.
Yeah. Sick as a fucking dog. I'm like, told you, motherfucker.
And I still had to go to work.
Well, I mean, that's because you like your job.
Like it. Yeah. No, I just like being able to pay my bills.
Yeah, well, there's that. But yeah, Trump is telling all the schools they have to reopen to in-person classes. No online learning, all in class. You don't get a choice. And if the school chooses to go against this, he's going to pull federal funding from the schools.
So he's holding our kids hostage.
Yeah, he's like, taking a page out of Mr. Comic Book.
Jesus Christ.
That's what we have to go with. But we're going to get off Trump for a second because can't only talk about Trump. We have to talk about other things. I want to tell you about a conversation I had with a friend at work he's a conspiracy theory guy. So let's go ahead and get this straight. Oh, all right. Ninja Monkey says hi.
Oh,
Ninja
boy.
Monkey. He's hanging around.
Oh boy, we're going into conspiracy land?
Well, we did Conspiracy Land last week. I'm going to give you the short version. This conspiracy is a different person.
Oh boy.
The Democratic Party paid China to develop the coronavirus, to release it in China in hopes that it would come to America to hurt our economy to get Trump out.
So they're insinuating that the Chinese government cares so very little for the health of its citizens that it'll take money
From the Democratic Party.
from the Democratic Party of the United States of America to kill off part of their population in a bid to kill off us.
To get Trump out. Just
Like,
because
yeah,
we hate Trump so much, yeah.
Like, what?
And,
That's just so...
and the person who said this really believed it. That's the bad part.
Oh, God. Oh, God, we got one of them.
Oh, yeah. But the guy I'm talking about now is a different guy. We were talking about masks and why masks are important. And he doesn't think masks are important. He thinks it's all made up. It's bullshit and the masks are make us sick. And I'm like...
Yeah, I run into plenty of those guys where I work.
Yeah. Well, and he said what it is when you're breathing out bacteria and it builds up in your mask, you're breathing that bacteria back in and you get sick.
That's bacteria that was in you to begin with, you idiot.
Well, more importantly, it stops the bacteria from getting out, which is the point of the fucking mask. That way, if you are sick, other people don't get it. And if you are breathing the bacteria back in, it's already your bacteria.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. He's like, it builds up. I'm like, how long do you wear your mask?
These are the same guys that wear the same fucking masks 7 years in a row.
But this is, I have several masks, okay? I cleaned them. I washed them. I looked at them. I said, dude, mask, you clean it. You get disposable one. You wear it for one day. You throw it away. You get the one. You clean it. Yes, if you wear it for a fucking month without cleaning it, it's going to have bacteria in it. Just like if you wear the same underwear for a month, you're going to get bacteria in your asshole.
And let's not even get into the whole part where, you know, it's not meant to protect the wearer. It's to prevent you from spreading it.
Exactly, because scary thing with coronavirus, again, hey, you can have no symptoms and get people sick.
You can have no symptoms for up to 2 weeks.
Or you can go through the whole process and never have a single symptom.
Oh, God.
That's the scary part.
So we have sleeper spreaders then.
Yeah, that's what makes coronavirus so scary.
Nice.
But I was trying to explain who's like, I don't want to wear a mask because it's my right and I think it's going to make me sick. I'm like, right, because so many doctors who wear masks all day long just drop dead during surgeries because masks are so deadly. I said, all right, I try to put them in a different way because I want them to wear a mask because I want everybody to wear a mask. I want everybody to be safe. There's two ways to look at this. There is, it's my right not to wear a mask. I don't think the mask is going to do anything. I don't think it's going to help anybody. So it doesn't matter if I wear a mask. And maybe that person's right. Could be. Maybe wearing a mask isn't going to help, even though all the studies show it will. Maybe he's right. Maybe that one dude on YouTube he watched was a fucking genius who knew what was up. I doubt it.
Maybe there is a global conspiracy to get us all killed. Ooh.
Maybe. Or, there's what I think. I wear a mask when I go out in public. You have to be close to people. Because there's a chance I might be sick and not know it. Or they might be sick and not know it. And they could spread it. And then 1% of those people could die. I might be wrong too.
Look, I look ridiculous in my mask, but
you would look ridiculous without the mask. Actually, I think the mask might be an improvement.
Fuck you. Okay. I look ridiculous in that mask, but if I wear it and I save one person, one life, it was worth the whole damn time.
Well, and this is why I turned to him and goes, one of us is right and one of us is wrong. And if I'm right, then I may save a life. The person across from me wearing a mask may save a life. If I'm wrong, I was uncomfortable and looked silly in a mask. If he's right, then nobody gets sick no matter what. But if he's wrong, people could die because people are not wearing a mask. So would you rather be right or wrong? I mean, your wrong could kill people. If you're not 100% right, your wrong could kill people. So I'd rather wear the mask. And if I'm wrong, I was just uncomfortable. If he was wrong, he could kill somebody.
And never mind the fact that all of these educated sources are agreeing.
Oh, but Trump said.
Trump said.
Yeah,
and God Emperor Trump.
God Emperor Trump. Who apparently, according to the Washington Post, is pushing to block new money for testing, tracing, and CDC in upcoming coronavirus relief bill. So we actually might get a little more help for the people. Another stimulus check. Woohoo, money. I'll buy another statue. Watch me. I'll buy it. I'll show it. You better fucking believe it.
I mean,
but
it's just, it's hard to watch this happen because this is what you do when you want to suppress information and control people.
But how do you suppress 141,000 people dead? You try to convince people that's not what killed them? Because there was this other magic thing that happened that 141,000 people just dropped dead of no accord? Or the fact that we haven't been below 50,000 new cases a day in like a week? And just so everybody knows, everybody like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's just new cases. Nobody's really dying yet. Numbers haven't gone up.
We're back above 1,000 people dying a day.
Well, we were up to 14,000 at one point. But the catch is,
All right.
70,000 cases a day, 70,000, they're not going to die today. They're not going to die tomorrow. Most of them might beat it. But in 2 weeks, when they've been hospitalized for 2 weeks and they don't make it, that's when the numbers are going to spike.
The new cases today become the deaths of next weeks.
Next month.
Yes.
So those numbers are going to go back up again. We're probably looking at close to 200,000 to 300,000 dead by November. That's the prediction, because 1% dies. Healthy people die. Not good. And Trump's goal is to block money for testing, tracing, and the CDC.
So,
What in the ever-loving fuck? I need a ninja kick him in the throat. Like, seriously, he deserves a dick kick. Like, you want to take money away from testing? Wasn't this the same motherfucker a couple weeks ago saying they wanted to increase testing? Oh, no, wait, that's not what he said. What did his dumbass say? The only reason there's so many new cases is because we're testing more, so stop testing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, he said that, and his aides came out and said, oh, that was just, he was on a rift, and he was joking. And I hope that was true, but now the evidence shows he said that, and he fucking meant it. If we don't test for the coronavirus and we won't find it, then problem solved. He looks good. No more new cases.
Never mind that. Why would you joke about something like this?
Because he wasn't joking. And the evidence actually shows
Why would anybody
he's
joke
putting
about
it in a
this?
bill. It's Trump. This is also the same guy who made fun of a handicapped reporter. Have you seen the video?
Don't remind me. I remember it, and I am very angry.
Yeah. He was grabbing one bitch by the pussy while he was making fun of a handicapped reporter with the other hand.
That, I know. I know.
Like, Trump's multi-talented. He can molest a girl with one hand and make fun of a reporter with the other.
I think the word you're looking for is ambidextrous.
Multi-talented, ambidextrous, complete and utter narcissistic dick. But whatever.
Yes. All of the yes.
Here's some good news for everybody. Some things happen that I've never thought would happen. Didn't think it could happen. And when it comes to election time, probably won't be the final result because, polling isn't 100% accurate. But I never thought I'd see the day when a Democratic nominee, or Democratic...
He's a nominee, I thought.
Nominee, yeah, he's a Democratic nominee.
Well, he's the favorite.
I
don't think he's won the nomination yet.
No, everybody withdrew.
Oh, well,
He's
then he's the nominee by default.
Yeah, but a Democratic nominee for president is leading the polls in Texas.
Yes. Texas.
What? I never thought I'd say those words. Ever. Not for a presidential candidate in Texas. Texas is red. It's red as a 14-year-old boy's penis that just discovered masturbation.
Oh, no. Anyway.
You know that shit's what I brought.
Oh, no. No. Please stop with the mental imagery.
Oh, come on now. Rubbed raw. Especially if you wait to 14, because I was like 10.
No. Just, anyway.
Oh, God, you should see his face. It's great. He's like bright red.
No.
Yeah.
Stop.
He's as red as Texas.
Haha.
But yeah, no. First time, I've ever heard about this. And Biden's winning in the polls by 5 points in Texas. I honestly, at this point, am optimistic that Trump is going to lose. Now, whether or not he leaves office after that, who knows? But Trump is going to lose. Woo, woo.
He's going to get dragged out holding the Oval Office desk.
I mean, and the people who will have to remove him are all the same people he's been pissing off because he downgrades them and talks bad about them. FBI, CIA, Joint Chiefs of Staffs.
So they're not going to be gentle with him.
I mean, grab him by the pussy and drag him out. I like that one too. That was a pretty good one. All right. So Biden's winning. I'm just so happy about that. That made my day. And Mary Trump made my freaking week. For those of you who don't know, Mary Trump is Trump's niece. She released a book. I don't know everything that's in the book. I'm going to get the book. I normally don't buy political books because I find them to be boring. I'm going to get this one.
I might buy it too at this point.
Sold 1 million copies in the first day of its release.
Hoo-hoo. It must be juicy.
I mean, I'm just going to leave that one alone. I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
I'm going to be nice to you.
Yeah.
Conscript.
Yeah, I realized that. Yeah.
But she went on the Rachel Maddow show. The most highly rated Rachel Maddow show of all time. More people watch this episode than any other Rachel Maddow show. And honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. I listen to the Rachel Maddow show. I listen to it on a podcast. But I also listen to other news too. I listen to Rush Limbaugh and everything because I like to get every side of a story and then try to figure out the truth. Because when you're ever listening to the news, it's very important that you know whoever you're listening to, what side they lean to. That way you can pick out the bullshit and try to get just the facts. Honestly, the best person for interviewing for the news and interviewing other political people I've always thought is Bill Maher. And I know a lot of people don't like his show because he is very much leans liberal, but he does something other people don't do. You don't see it on Fox News. You don't see it on the Rachel Maddow show. Is he'll bring in people that are totally opposite with him and let them finish making their point. Now, he won't agree with them, but he'll let them make their point, and then he'll argue it with them, but he lets them finish talking. It's not like Tucker Carlson, who will cut a motherfucker off mid-sentence.
Yes. I don't know who most of these people are except for Tucker Carlson, just because he sets such a bad example.
Right. I mean, you can agree to disagree. That's one of the wonderful things in this country, but at least let people speak. And another reason I don't like Rachel Maddow is she only brings on people to her show that agree with her.
Yeah, it's an echo chamber.
It is, and I don't think you're getting a good point with that. But the Mary Trump interview was amazing, and there's been a lot of talk about Trump and being racist. And people defend him, and he defends racist people, which is crap. He had an anti-fascism group marked off as terrorist, but not the KKK.
Which one's been around longer?
Well, in the last 2 years, which group's killed somebody?
Exactly.
It wasn't the anti-fascism group. They may be assholes, but they ain't killing nobody. The KKK killed the motherfucker. Anyway, moving on. She brought Mary Trump on, and straight up deadpan asked Mary Trump, "Have you ever heard your uncle say the N-word?" Yes. My whole family's racist. Have you ever make anti-Semitic comments? Yes. He grew up in a racist family. He's racist. I'm just like, yeah.
You know, this is just such a throwback to when the former Grand Wizard of the KKK endorsed Trump.
He endorsed him again this week.
Oh, God. Here we go again. We all thought it was over for him at that point. Like, we all thought it was over for him before that point. And, like, we thought that was just the final nail in the coffin. He didn't even, like... He didn't even shrug off the endorsement like, oh, no, I don't want to be associated with that guy.
No, he met with him and shook his hands like, thank you.
That... We all thought that was it.
Well, we were wrong. It's literally going to take every single person in the world who believe, or in America, that believes in equal rights and what the world should be, coming out and voting for Biden. Not just not voting for Trump and writing in, but voting for Biden. And I get it. There's a lot of people, some people in my family specifically, who can never vote for a Democrat because they believe in pro-life versus pro-choice, so they can never vote for anybody who's not pro-life. And I understand that, but that's not even an issue the president can actually change.
Like, at least at that point, they're just sticking to their beliefs.
But I get that, but at the same time, the Supreme Court is the person who made that law.
Yeah, you can't mess with that. No.
Yeah, the president can't change that. So I don't get it. We're going to unfund Planned Parenthood because we can do that if we're in Congress. You could, but there's already a law in place that doesn't allow Planned Parenthood to use any money they get from the government for abortions. They use that money for cancer screenings, health checkups, birth control. Which this is the one I just don't understand at all. Planned Parenthood will give people free birth control. If you're anti-abortion, you would want every female on the planet on birth control, right?
Well, if they can't support their children, sure, you would think.
Well, I mean, you would want people to make, I don't know, a Planned Parenthood decision. You're only a parent when you plan it. So you would want them on birth control, right?
You would think. But here we are.
No. Because apparently having a baby is a gift from God. So anything you do to block that gift is bad.
Oh, it's not part of God's plan. What happened to free will?
Look, if you're anti-abortion, you should be pro-birth control. Hell, maybe even pro-sterilization at this point. Because I'll freely admit that I'm pro-choice.
I am too.
But people do abuse it. And those people should be, I don't want to say sterilized, but they need serious help. Like when you're like 15th abortion.
Yeah, it's time to start looking inward there, Clarice.
Yeah, like there should be some counseling, something to help them. Or I don't know, free birth control.
See, at this point, I don't think they're wanting to defund Planned Parenthood because they think they're using that money for abortion stuff, because there's a law that says they can't, of course. But
that's
I think
actually
they're just mad that they exist.
Well, actually, are you ready for the logic? Because I apparently talk to more of these people than you do, because I actually try to help. This is their logic. If we give money to Planned Parenthood, that allows them to stay open, which allows abortions to happen. Even if that money doesn't go directly toward abortion, the fact that Planned Parenthood is even open means abortions are going to happen.
So they're mad that it exists.
But they think that, and they also think Planned Parenthood's lying and uses the money to pay for abortions.
Never mind the fact that, an organization like that would want to stay on the government's good side.
I mean, right?
But apparently that's impossible.
So they're going to vote for Trump because he's the good Christian moral choice. I almost made it through that sentence.
How many divorces has he had?
Fucking divorces? How many mistresses has he had? How many times he had to pay a bitch off because he was fucking her?
And how many times has... Okay, here's a better question. How many times has he actually lived up to the biblical ideal of a good Christian? Never.
No. And my new favorite thing is they keep showing this picture of Biden kissing his granddaughter on the lips on stage. And I gotta admit, it was
a little
weird, but it was his granddaughter, and it wasn't like he was grabbing her, holding her. It wasn't like he's going against her will. It was front facing, peck on the lips, and the camera angle's horrible. That makes it look like worse than what it really is. And they're like, oh, he's such a horrible person. But if you go through Trump's pictures when he was with his daughter when she was younger,
I don't even want to think about that.
Standing next to Jeffrey Epstein with her sitting in his lap, or sitting next to Jeffrey with her sitting in his lap.
Especially with his later comments about her.
Like, so you can't even make that comparison with Biden because Trump's just as bad. Like, look into the Trump and his American Teen Miss America stuff where he walks in there while they're changing. Like, the girls were uncomfortable, but they can't complain because they're trying to win, and
you can't piss off the judges.
You can't piss off the guy running the whole damn thing. And Trump just like to walk in like, oh, hey, teenage girls, woohoo. Or, hey, here, another great Trump moment. It's Trump, you can watch the video, you look it up, it's Trump's on an escalator. He gets down to the bottom of the escalator. There's an 8-year-old girl there. And she saw, you're a nice little girl. You're pretty. And he goes, well, I'm 8. And he goes, well, just think about it. In 10 years, I'll date you.
What the fuck?
True story. You can look it up.
Yeah.
What man looks at an 8-year-old and goes, you know what? In 10 years, I'm going to put my mushroom in you.
A fucking pedophile.
He did it. That's the thing. He got mad because Ivanka made him promise that he would never date anybody younger than her. So he checked, well, she's got to stop aging at 18.
How do you even get into the position where
you have that conversation?
You have that conversation. That's just That puts off some uncomfortable vibes just right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's what he does. He has issues. Like that's it. That's Trump. Uh
Ah, yes, the moral champion of the right.
right. Yeah, he's look. If you would say you vote for him because you like his policies, or you think you can't vote for somebody who's pro-choice, all right, that's your thing. But if you ever tell me he's your Christian moral choice, I'm gonna either punch you in the ovary or kick you in the dick because you're so full of fucking shit. He is the least moral person I've ever known that was in office.
Or at least the most one that we know the most about.
I mean, like Nixon had more morals than him. Nixon didn't commute the sentence of people.
Nixon knew when to quit.
Yeah, like Trump just doesn't care. Trump has broken so many rules and norms and stuff like is ridiculous. So there's the Grand Hall in the White House. It has supposed to have the most recent president's portraits on the wall. One has refused to put up Obama's. Period. There was no official unveiling. He doesn't want to put it up.
Because
Second,
his voter bloc doesn't like Obama.
well, I mean,
And he doesn't like Obama.
it doesn't matter. This is tradition.
Yeah.
And then the last two presidents before that, Bush and Clinton, pictures were up there. They're portraits, they're paintings. Nice looking paintings. And they're supposed to stay in the Grand Hall. The rule is the most recent presidents are in the Grand Hall. Tours, whatever, see them. But Trump has to walk up the stairs next to that every day. And has to see what good presidents did while he's off being a fucktard. So what does Trump do?
He takes him down.
And moves him to another part of the White House that never gets seen. And it puts up 100-year-old Republican presidents. Which, I mean, they may have done a good job. I honestly don't know. But that's not what's supposed to happen.
Or they may have been complete fuck stains.
Probably. I mean, maybe not. 100 years ago, Great Depression. Never mind. But
yes.
no. Literally in the face of the government, of tradition, of what's supposed to happen. Trump's like, no, fuck these guys. I'm taking them down. Because when I look at them, I realize I'm not a good president. At least that's what I think he says. Or he goes, Bill Clinton had better looking mistresses. I don't know. And he didn't have to pay them.
Yep.
I mean, what Clinton did with Monica Lewinsky was wrong, but at least he didn't have to pay her off.
That, you put up a very good point.
I'm just saying, he got the Lot Lizard special, and she liked it.
I just,
Of course, she couldn't be a Lot Lizard because she did make a mistake. She didn't swallow her protein snack. She got it on her dress.
I'm just reminded of one of Robin Williams' things on the Clinton administration.
Oh, really? I'm now made me feel like I stole the joke. What happened? I didn't steal the joke. I didn't know this.
Well, no. No, I just listened to it recently. It was, I think, his last album, his last comedy album, where he's talking about the Lewinsky scandal, and where he's talking about how Hillary didn't throw Bill out on the White House lawn and all that, and where he imagined her saying, Bill, you lying sack of shit, how could you find the only girl who couldn't get a stain out?
Right? Like, come on, man. Like, this is what you really need to think about with the whole Monica Lewinsky thing with the stain, right? First of all, nobody noticed where it went. Like, that's bad enough. That's something about Mary shit right there. Oh, yeah, it's hair gel. Ooh, no.
Bad aim.
Whatever. So, a prominent stain, nobody noticed. She was in the Oval Office. So she had to walk out of the Oval Office.
Talk about a walk of shame.
Right. But she didn't even know.
Oh,
you
God.
know somebody saw. A Secret Service, a secretary.
Oh, you know the Secret Service knew all about that shit.
A touring group. Like, oh, look, she spilled some mayonnaise. Oh, that's not mayonnaise. That's a sloppy lunch, but that's not mayonnaise. That's protein snack. Fresh from the source.
Oh, no.
Hey, fresh is best.
No.
No, he's done. Oh, Do you know why lot lizards do that for the least amount of money?
Because that's how they get their protein.
That's it. It's a win-win. They get paid and a snack.
I mean, they gotta meet their dietary needs somehow.
Yeah.
Truck stop food ain't gonna do it for them.
Now, if other dude will fuck you up, like give you the running shits. Oh my god, the running shits. No. We're not even talking about poo today. I was gonna talk about poo today, but I'm gonna have mercy on all of y'all and not tell you how about I shit liquid fire. Y'all don't want to know. Maybe you do, but no, it was like clenching
Let's
my
not
butt.
pander that part of the audience.
Well, see, here's my thing. I learned something. Did you know buttholes are not watertight?
I did know this, but this isn't something they tell you now.
I didn't know. Okay,
How did you make it this long without knowing?
Well, I've never shit liquid fire before. Not like that anyway. Like so I'm clinch walking, right? Like doing the tight butt clinch, like not actually bending your knees because you don't want to unleash the buttness because you're clenching hard. Like I'm clenching so hard, my butt's cramping, but I'm happy that my butt's cramping because that's keeping the butthole closed.
It is stemming the tide.
Like
the brown tide.
Brown tide, hell. It was like chocolate milk was thicker. It was chocolate water with sprinkles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's the worst part. The little solid chunks.
Like little solid chunks of fucking hellfire. And it's bad, right? Like I'm having these problems, and my wonderful, wonderful wife wants to make jokes because she's pretty sure if I laugh pretty hard, I'm gonna spray chocolate fire out of my ass. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm trying to make it. Like, and I make it to the toilet. Like, and we're talking at this point, my thighs are cramped, my ass is cramped, my stomach's clenched up in pain. I'm pretty sure if I fucking breathe too hard, I'm gonna melt through my underwear, melt through my pants, and blow out the back of the building behind me. So that's what happens, right? So I get to the toilet, public toilet, thank God, and shut the door.
Oh yeah, so you don't want to clean up after that.
Clean up after that, hell. Just wait. So I dropped my pants, and I'm kind of a big guy, so I dropped my pants. I bend over. Apparently, bending over was the last straw. I didn't sit first because I drop, bend, then sit. That's just that's how I roll. But bending was the too much pressure.
Oh no.
The butthole, the butt cheeks uncramp. The butthole opens up, and liquid fire sprays everything, and it keeps coming out. It doesn't stop. And at this point, I'm afraid to sit down because I don't know what behind me has been hit, and I don't want to sit in this shit, literally. so I just, and then I kind of hover over it and have several wonderful clinching claps and pad dry. And I look behind me, and it's like somebody took brown paint and just flung it on the walls. And then threw chocolate sprinkles in it just for fun. And I'm like, huh.
Looks like a crime scene.
I fucked up crime scene. I'm just saying, have you ever seen the movie Dogma? When the shit monster comes out? Kind of like that.
Oh, no.
So I get everything, and I pad. Because pad's all I can do at this point. It's bad down there. I pad it.
You basically just let loose pure stomach acid.
Stomach acid, hell, I think I shit out my teeth. I think that's what some of those chunks were. I think my teeth worked all the way down and came out. I was clenching so hard. And I pulled up my pants. Pull the bathroom stall shirt, and I use a little quarter to lock it. And then I go and pee in the urinal. Wash my hands. I come out and said, I just took a pee, but man, somebody did something bad in there. And I left. I don't know
They
who
knew
to go
you
with.
lied. They knew that was fresh.
At least I told them.
Yeah, the worst part of the job is when they don't tell you what happened.
I'm never going in that speedway again. My picture might be on the wall there. If you ever go into a speedway and you see this lovely mug on the wall, you know why. That's what happened.
I can totally see that happening. Do not let this man into your restroom.
And I felt horrible about it, but
You gotta go.
So yeah. If you're having those kind of issues and you're going to the bathroom, don't be like me. Don't bend over. Just undo your pants, let them fall, and get down. That's what you gotta do. Just so you know.
But just hunker down. That's all you have time for.
And that is the Ask the Angry Ninja Show PSA of the week. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You've heard my poo story. Now that's going to be out on video for everybody in the world to see. Isn't that awesome? As always, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you liked the conscript, and we're going to come up with a better name for this fucker that I can actually say, to come back again, leave a comment, leave a message, let me know. Everybody, peace out.